calling Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi. Coming back, this is the Israelites in Augusta, Georgia, coming back at you with another lesson. I'm just going to let my brothers with GMS bring this out. I came across this video. It's timely and edifying. All right. There's definitely something going down. All right. According to the Bible, Revelation Chapter 12 and 12, Satan coming down with great wrath. All right. So the government's agenda is in full swing. You brothers need to watch it. Wake up and watch your backs out there. All right. Well, ain't further ado, I'm going to let my brother GMS Awakening 144 suggest you link in with the brother, subscribe to his channel. A lot of good edifying lessons, Bible lessons. All right.
Shalawam. I'm going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Salutations to the elect, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. My name is Amor Gabar, back with another lesson, Lord, willing to edify and defeat the lambs of Yahawah, by Hashem Yahawashi, through the Holy Spirit. Rakakadash. Alright, now, this is a quick lesson I put together. I was meditating on the whole situation that's going down with this this Jersey City shooting, and AHCHYAM, trying to link this to us, the Hebrew Israelites, and then bringing it out also in the news that there's a new task force designated to fighting extremists, all right? And it just had me thinking, through the spirit, that we know this thing is going down. We know this is, persecution at the doors. And every step, gets closer and closer to, the persecutions that are about to take place. We can compare this to the time of Nero Caesar, when he burnt Rome down and blamed it on the Jews, blamed it on the Israelites. Everything, is repeating itself, There's nothing new under the sun, as the scriptures say. And there's nothing new under the sun. And in these times, the most important thing is to be spiritual and to be faithful. Number one, to be faithful. Alright, because, we sitting down behind our computer desks. We're able to go out there in the highways and the byways and still do this thing, but that's coming to an end real soon. And our faiths are going to be tested big time, We're going to be put to the ultimate test, as the scriptures say. Where is that? I believe it's in the book of Revelation, the 3rd chapter. Let me see. Yep. Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep you from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Now, to keep the word of the patience is to have faith. Alright, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, the Lord told us to be faithful servants. There's tons of examples in the scriptures about having faith. Alright, from the Hebrew word one, faith. Alright, there's tons of examples. The book of Hebrews Chapter 11, it talks about Moses having faith, and few Abraham having faith. our forefathers having faith. So the Lord said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So we gotta be faithful unto death, as the scriptures say. Alright? We gotta be faithful unto death. Literally. Alright? So the Lord said he's gonna keep us from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. The ultimate hour of temptation is talking about when Edom implements his mark of the beast, when he makes his microchip mandatory. That's the hour of temptation ultimately. And even prior to that, people are going to be tempted. Alright? We're going to be tried. Alright? We're going to be tried. You know, Apostle Gabar always brings out the example of when things popped off in Bridgeport, Connecticut, at the old school. You know, during 9/11 when YAHAWAH, the police force, swarmed the school and, you know, try to bring up charges against them, to link them to the terrorist attack and all that. Well, everything is about to happen again on a larger scale. And we know that this is it, because the truth has went out throughout the four corners of the earth. The scripture said that Matthew, when this gospel shall be preached throughout the earth, then shall the end come. So
Matthew 24.
This is it, you know. The end is going to come. The gospel has been preached throughout the four corners of the earth. You know, so the most important thing, the message I'm conveying, is to have patience. Patience means to suffer. And to suffer for a greater cause means to have faith. Alright? To suffer for something greater, you know, something promised to you, means to have faith. If somebody make a promise to you, you got to have faith that they're going to keep that promise. You know, YAHWAH made a promise unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, alright, that we, you know, as the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will inherit the kingdom. Alright, and starting with the elect who is going to be delivered from this coming destruction, you know, we look for that promise. Alright, like the scriptures say that that we look for a new heaven and new earth. Alright? So it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep you from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Alright? So we go back to Romans 8. Because, you know, also I was thinking about all these guys out there, you know, that have been promoting guns. Alright, these Israelites that have been promoting guns, taking selfies with guns, you know, doing rap videos with guns, you know, and when Great Millstone came up against them and rebuked them, everybody talking about, you got simple-minded people on the comment board talking about, well, what are you gonna do? You just gonna let Esau come in and kick in your door? You just gonna let Esau do this? You just gonna let Esau do that? No. The Most High ain't gonna let Esau do nothing to his elect.
That's right.
We ain't worried about that. You know why? Because we got faith. We have faith. Alright, faith is a gift. And the Most High have gifted certain men with that faith, with that gift. You know? This is the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity with the Most High, for it is subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. For then they are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit, if so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now if any man have not the spirit of YAHWAH, he is none of his. Alright, so to be carnally minded is death. Alright, to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. You know? Because we're in this flesh. If you thinking carnally, which carnally means fleshly, if you thinking fleshly, then it's death. You're dead. You know, you're dead. You're just as good as dead, because this flesh is nothing but sin. But if you thinking spiritually, then you thinking outside of the flesh. You thinking heavenly things. You thinking about life and peace. Alright? So we don't, you know, dwell on weapons and guns and, you know, what we gonna do when Esau come. You know, listen, the brothers that have faith, we're not armed and ready for anything, man. We're not. But you hear it in our tone, in our spirit, that we're the ones that are most ready out of all of these Israelite camps, that we're the one that's most ready for this shit to actually go down because of that faith. Alright, we're convinced in our faith that we hope and pray that we're on the good side of YAHWAH when things pop up. You know? It's the guys you gotta look at, the ones that got their guns, you know, that's talking about they going to the gun range to practice their aim and get their aim right. Those are the ones you gotta question to really think if Yahawashi even got their back. Like, if you knew Yahawashi got your back, what the hell you worrying about, you know, hoarding guns and going to the gun range for when all hell break loose, you know? So, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, all right? It's enmity, is against the Most High to be carnal, all right? For it is subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can it be. In other words, if you carnally minded, then you got to abide, you got to abide by the carnal. You got to abide, and you under subjection of the law, which we all ought to rehearse the righteous act. But we know that we cannot defeat this, or we cannot, how to put it, that we're in the flesh and that sin is always going to have control over the flesh. So we think spiritually, all right? We think spiritually. We don't, exalt the flesh, all right?
Right. Remain spiritual.
So it says, for it is subject to the law of the Most High, all right? To be carnal subject is against the Most High, is subject under the law of the Most High.
That's right. We have to remain spiritual.
It says, so that they are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. Because if you're in the flesh, you don't have faith. All right, you don't believe in anything. You don't believe in that greater hope. All right, you're about doing for yourself. You're about keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and making that your meal ticket to be delivered. The Most High is not dealing with that. How many times have we been into slavery? How many times have we been rebuked and chastised and defeated as a nation because we couldn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments? Apostle Ramla had did a video, I think it was earlier today, right? About going back to the Garden of Eden, man. Even going back to the Garden of Eden, man, we was pretty much lost in the sauce, man, so to speak. All right. From that point on, it's like it's almost like as soon as we left the spirit world as being AHCHYAM, the angelic beings that created everything, as soon as we left that state and came into these weak ass flesh, we went off immediately, man. You know. That's what Apostle Ron video had me thinking, like, damn. Even Yahawashi, which is Adam, as soon as we left our spiritual bodies, our angelic bodies, the heavenly realm, we immediately went off, showing me that these bodies ain't nothing. Even from the beginning, these bodies ain't nothing. From the jump, these bodies aren't anything, man. That's why we need the kingdom, man. The kingdom is the end all be all, man. This flesh ain't shit, So you guys out there that's, on some mentality where you're gonna protect your flesh, you're gonna grab these guns, and do all these things when Esau roll in, man, you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken, all right? Now, some of us brothers, we enjoy going to the gym and exercising. That's for the fun of it. That's for the fun of it, man. That has nothing to do with us trying to put a Gurkha troop in the chokehold when he kicking out the hood. None of that. You know what I'm saying? That's for the fun of it. That's just something we like to do. Just as much as some, we would, condone eating healthy. Some of us just go to the gym. But we not in no carnal shit where we believe it's going to save us when all hell break loose. Verse 9 says, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. So brothers got to always be in the spirit. Always be in the spirit, man. All right? And when I do my lessons and I speak on these things, I tell myself before I tell, any of you brothers, man. It says, if so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Yahawashi, he is not of his. So if you don't got the spirit of Yahawashi, you're not of his. Yahawashi came as a lamb. Yahawashi wasn't over here talking about, he gonna murk the Romans. He gonna body all the Romans, and he wasn't talking all that type of crazy, man. Yahawashi came as the lamb for the, to the slaughter. This is 2 Corinthians Chapter 10, verse 3. It says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. All right, so yeah, we walk in the flesh. We are physically in the flesh. We, eat, sleep, shit. We have sex. We do things in the flesh. We are in the flesh. Alright? But we do not war after the flesh.